Welcome. You belong to be here. I hope you learned something useful and beneficial to your life. I'm here to give you advice, wisdom, speaking, or actual life experience. Today's lesson is called Know Your Triggers. Know your triggers could be your trauma, your undealt issues, your daddy problems, your mama problems, your abandonment issues. You should know these things by now, especially when you enter adulthood. Number one, go to therapy. Number one, go to therapy. Invest in it, ladies and gentlemen. It is the best piece of mental health checkup you can honestly do. Go see it. Unpack it. Talk about it. Talk to someone that does not know you, and legally they are obliged to never discuss your problems. The biggest emphasis, next thing you should do after you go to therapy, I believe you should read about it. And the best book I would say on this subject is a book called The Body Keeps Score. Woo! It is such a good read. It is literally about how things that happened to us in childhood still affects us now. I'm going to give you a great example. I'm going to give you two. Number one, if you had a childhood where you've seen trauma, you will think that trauma bonding is normal. If you've seen alcohol, drug abuse, different things in your family, you must unlearn those habits and how they will tend to affect us. All of us should be aware of how our trauma goes after us, y'all. The Body Keeps Score breaks it down, our triggers, and how they affect us all. Another great example of The Body Keeps Score brings up whatever you neglected in your childhood will come up as an adult. The best example I can give you is for example, if you ever want to know your love language, it was what you were neglected that you needed as a child. Using me as a great example, I came from a family with lower needs. We didn't have a lot of money. My love language to this day, if I ask my wife, is getting gifts. Why? I never actually had a birthday. I never actually was ever celebrated with anybody buying me anything. The only time I've ever had gifts given to me, y'all, in my life is when I purchased them. My family took care of my needs excellently. But any want I had, I never had it. I always thought, man, I need that car, I need this, because I literally never had anybody purchase me anything. Now, it has given me twofold of struggle in adulthood. Number one, I struggle with letting people do things for me. My wife tells me all the time that I would rather struggle and figure it out than tell someone I need help. I do struggle with that, y'all. I struggle with being honest enough to say if I need someone to help me. I will literally figure it out on my own rather than seeking advice or wisdom from anyone else. Number two, gifts to me are not about the price or the size. It is about the idea that you got something and you purchased it from me. That is a trauma that I personally deal with, y'all. And the only way I came aware of it and to unpack it was through therapy, self-reading, and understanding myself. Your needs could be time. You never had family members spend time with you. Your love language could be words. No one ever talked to you. It could be working. Nobody ever worked hard for your love. And it could be physical touch. No one ever felt how you was. Remember, your triggers could be anything. It could be yelling. It could be swearing. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. But knowing your triggers and doing that internal work to figure them out will lead you so much further than anyone else. Have you ever been in a store and you seen a cashier or a cash worker or somebody working there very snappy? They have triggers. They haven't worked out. Have you ever talked to a lady and you see somebody with extreme road rage? That's not about you. That is about them and their triggers, and they haven't figured out how to handle them. You should know that everybody deserves empathy in this world. A lot of people have trauma that has not been healed. Know your triggers, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to discuss it. Don't be afraid to say what you struggle with and speak about it openly. Knowing your triggers will help you so much in this adult world, because you will be able to identify some that have them and choose not to discuss them. But if you could talk about your triggers boldly, blindly, pridefully, and unapologetically, you will be surprised how much further you are, because number one, people will notice. Number two, they will appreciate it. Number three, it is kind of outstanding. People can talk about what bothers them and they can do it from a high standpoint. Man, that is nothing short of sensational. Know your triggers. Do the internal work, ladies and gentlemen. Be fearless when talking about tough subjects. Remember, we all have problems. The smart people learn how to handle them. We all have triggers. The emotionally strong person is not afraid to dive into them. We all have issues, but people don't make your problems their problems. And we all have triggers. Know them, be aware of them, discuss them, and conquer them. Use this information, y'all. It is all free. Do me a favor. Give it to someone else, because it may benefit them long term. My only ask from you guys in return is to please subscribe to the channel. That's how you pay me back. Like, comment, whatever you like to do. Give me your information. I would love to connect with you. Coach Crowder, signing out. Peace.